Well, good morning, cyber friends. This is the Middle Man coming at you again from Walker's Music. Yes, friends, it's early Monday morning, about 1:30, 1:34 to be exact. We just want to come with you. We giving God all the glory, giving Him all the praise for life, health, and strength. And we also thanking Him for all of you cyber friends, you know who you are. If you can look at my title of this video earlier this morning, you'll see what it's saying that let's leave the judging to God. Let's leave the judging to God. I want to admit and be transparent with everyone this morning that I've been dealing with quite a few things and lately, quite a few, and you get to the point sometime when you start seeing that all of the different things and the byproduct of things that you say and do, and sometimes we can get to the point to whereas we almost get to the place where we start judging others, wanting to say a whole lot about things that other people are involved in or what they are doing, and sometimes we want to be a little bit opinionated on it, and we start saying things that what I would do and what I wouldn't do, and you got to be careful. You got to be careful about how you speak the whole thing because you really don't know what you would do until you are in that situation yourself. So that's how come I say let's leave the judging to God. Let's leave the judging to God because a lot of time people might do things, and to us we don't understand what's going on because we don't know all the facts. So in nine, nine times out of ten, all the cases, we never know all the facts, really. You only can go on what people tell you. But what they tell you may not be 100% true. Sometimes people only tell you so much of a situation. They don't tell you the whole thing. Needless do I say, sometimes, like I say, everything is not my business. In other words, everything is not my business. It's not my place to try to know everybody's business. But in other words, we still got to let God do the judging because God is the only righteous judge. And so we best to just keep your mouth closed. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm just going to give you some personal advice myself. This is the way I try to do because I was struggling with something a long time. I was struggling with it before I opened my mouth because I want to make certain that I'm not judging. Because, see, in Matthew 7:1, I think, judge not. That's what it said, judge not that you won't be judged. So if you don't want to be judged, you better make sure you judge not. Don't you do no judging. So this is how come I said we must be careful. And Pastor Parker preached today in lieu of the Pastor Green. Pastor Green was out of town, and he had the son, one of the sons of the house, Pastor Parker, to bring the message today, and I had got everything recorded, and I was going to bring it over here tonight, and lo and behold, the computer is off. So no doubt the power went off over in Cuthbert today, just like it did over here in Shelburne. And so more than likely to cut my computer off, so I could not bring the file over to get it ready to put it up on the net. So y'all will get Pastor Parker's sermon on the net sometime this week, hopefully by no later than Friday night, because it's going to probably be more than Thursday before I can get the computer turned back on. But at any rate, what he was talking about do your part. And I think that was awesome. Do your part. And this is why I'm saying that part is not judging. We can't judge people because we don't understand. You know, don't look at me. Don't try to understand my situation unless you're in the predicament that I'm in. Don't try to be so quick to say what I'm able to do, what I ought to be able to do, until you walk in my shoes. Neither can I say the same thing about you until I walk in your shoes. What we need to do, leave the judging to God. Number one, judge not. Matthew 7:1, judge not. Now, Does that mean you don't have insight on things? No, it doesn't mean that. Jesus said, you shall know the tree by the fruit. He said, judge not, but he said, you shall know the true tree by the fruit. If I'm doing everything under the sun out in the public, and yet and still I'm in leadership position, and I don't pay no attention to the people that I'm leading, and I just live any kind of way, say any kind of thing, do whatever in front of those individuals. Are you judging me? I think not. I'm judging myself, because I'm out there doing these things which should not be so. But we all got weaknesses, people. See, we got weaknesses. We got to look at that. You see, God is the only somebody that can actually judge you, because he's the one that knows exactly what's in you, and he knows what you're going through. So he's the only one that can judge. See, I can look at the exterior, and when I see peaches, I see a peach tree. When I look for peaches, if I see pecans, I see a pecan tree. Or if you're from the side, pecan, however you want to do it. But you got to understand, when we start judging and you start calling people out of their names and calling them this and that and other, you better watch yourself. You better watch yourself, because see, when you point a finger, 3 point back at you. So this is how come many men to be very, very careful. I mean, I struggle with it. God knows I struggle now. But to be honest with you, I struggle with it. But God knows I try to keep my mouth closed. Because when you start judging others, remember, that's that. In other words, the same judgment that you use against another, that same judgment is going to be used against you. Jesus said, judge not, that you would not be judged. So in other words, we need to have mercy. In other words, try to understand what a person may be going through. You know, we never know what a person going through. We all got different strengths and weaknesses, so we got to understand. See, what doesn't hurt me may kill you. See what I mean? See, I could say, oh, I could take any kind of medicine, because I'm not really allergic to anything. But there's some that got allergic reaction to certain things, not only to medicine, but to certain foods and stuff. And just because something don't bother you, that doesn't mean it won't bother me. So we need to be careful, people. And just remember, God desires mercy and not sacrifice. In other words, God wants obedience. See, God doesn't care too much about your money, per se. He don't care too much about all the sacrifices that we call ourselves making toward him. But he desires obedience. That's what God desires, people. And you know what? I tried to make myself remember that. I try to make myself remember that every day, that God desires mercy, not sacrifice, and that he requires obedience. Obedience. People, we got to understand that. And once we do, it's just like Pastor Park said, I can't wait to get this sermon up on the net. You all should enjoy it very, very well. You were saying, do your part. In other words, stop worrying about other people, what they are doing. You do what you're supposed to do. This is what the whole thing was about today. His sermon came from. And I tell you, I can't wait until I can go and get that and pull that file over here and go and get it up on the net. So with that being said, this middle man saying whatever you get into. If God is not in it, best you come out of it, because it's going to come to nothing. And until the next video, next Bible study, whichever comes first. Peace and good morning.